Hey everybody, Yankee here. You know, the other day during one of our live chats, we were talking about different reasons people choose to carry a gun. And while I was reading people's reasons why they choose every day to go to that effort to actually carry a firearm with them, I was saying, sounds like a good reason to me. It's hard to find a bad reason why someone would decide to start exercising their Second Amendment rights. Well, that made a couple people send me emails saying, well, you're making it sound like everyone should carry a gun and there's no bad reasons to carry. Well, no, I'm not making it sound like that at all. Well, I might be making it sound like that, but that's not the truth. Not everyone should carry a gun. I think anyone, no matter how much you support the Second Amendment, and I'm a Second Amendment absolutist, no matter how much you support that Second Amendment, there's certain people that shouldn't be allowed to carry a gun, just like they shouldn't be allowed to drive a car or operate heavy machinery or go outside, period. And I don't just mean people under the age of 25. Everybody under the age of 25. There's just some people that can't handle any responsibility, much less the responsibility that comes from carrying a gun. So there are some people that shouldn't carry. Now, I don't want to be making that decision for them, and I don't think you should make that decision for them unless you're a family member. You can help them make the decision. I hope most people know their limitations. They know what they can do, what they can't do. Like I know I can't have Klondike bars in the house or I'll eat every one of them. I know my limitations. You might say, what would I do for a Klondike bar? Well, I would risk losing a foot, obviously, because I got the diabetes and I can't not eat them. So I know that's one of my limitations. I also know I don't trust myself with striker-fired guns. They scare me, so I don't carry those. And I hope most people know their limitations. Unfortunately, the people with the most limitations don't usually know what those limitations are. But that's just the way it is. That's how freedom works, unfortunately. And as far as there being no bad reasons to carry, well, I started thinking about that, and there is one bad reason to carry. One reason that if you're carrying a gun because of this reason, well, then you probably shouldn't carry. And it's not always this is the case, but if you're someone who is certain you're going to need your gun, maybe you shouldn't carry one. And that's not true all the time, like I said. If you're, dancing for nickels at the Jiggle Hut on, Tuesdays and Thursday afternoons, and you don't get out till later in the evening, and it's dark out, and it's a bad neighborhood, well, then you might be thinking, I might need my gun. Or if you're a gangbanger, you might be able to think, well, I might need my gun today. Today's the day. I'm probably going to need it. Those are circumstances that would mean you're probably right in thinking you're probably going to need your gun. But the vast majority of us, 90-something% of us, are never, ever going to fire our gun in self-defense. I have drawn my gun in self-defense, never had to fire it in self-defense. I have a video, how my gun saved my bacon in Birmingham, Alabama. I'll link it in the upper corner of this video if you want to see that. But like I said, drew it, didn't have to fire it. And most of us never will. And I go through my life thinking, I'm carrying this, I'll probably never need it. In fact, I'm almost certain I'll never need it, but I want to have it just in case, because it's better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it, as the old cliche goes. So I carry it even though I probably won't need it. If you're someone who is very unlikely to ever face any danger, you live in a safe area, and I'm not saying danger can't find everybody, but if you're certain it's going to happen, if you're just certain that even though the odds are completely against it, I know it's going to happen to me, I know I'm going to have to shoot somebody, I know it's just the way it is, well, that's probably a mental illness. And that would not be a good reason to carry. And you should probably get treatment for that, because most people don't have a reason to be fearful for their life at all times. And when they are without reason, like I said, that's mental illness. So that is a bad reason to carry. But like I said, if you have justification, like if you're like, I'm probably going to have to use my gun because I'm a jackass and people are always wanting to kill me and it's my fault, but it's probably going to happen to where eventually people get enough of me. Well, that's not really paranoia. That's just being aware that you're a jackass. So even that reason, I'm so afraid That's the reason right here. That's the actual key thing, the fear. If it's an irrational fear, then that's not a reason to carry a gun. There's nothing wrong with rational fear. Keeps us safe. But if it's an irrational fear that's driving your desire to carry, well, get treatment for that irrational fear. And then choose to carry a gun once you overcome that. But like I said, not everyone should carry. I think we all know that. And that's one bad reason to carry when you're doing it out of not just fear, but an irrational fear that equals mental illness. Amen.